We're still in the early stages of the internet wars. One of the most common ways to generate revenue in the Web 3.0 economy is to find new ways of making money. Those who were involved in the construction of this facility and were able to get a position early on stand to gain the most. Anything from becoming a content creator to creating your own software that has the potential to assist tens of millions of people might fall under this category. It's up to you what you want to do. Welcome to Altcoin Bull, the most popular crypto educational channel on YouTube. So let's take a look at some of the most exciting prospects for Web 3.0 today. A word sandwich for blockchain, NFT, DeFi, the metaverse, and DAO technology that has never been defined by experts. That would be a start. It appears that the major concept of Web 2.0 is the decentralization of the internet, cutting out on the middlemen, giving users ownership over their own data, and allowing small enterprises to compete with the incumbent tech giants. So how do you get started with your Web3 company? You may set them up just like any other business. Make an LLC and fill out some papers. Another trending topic is the DAO, which is best defined as an online community with a common bank account. You've undoubtedly heard a lot about staking and lending DAOs with high APYs, like Spartacus DAO and Olympus DAO by now. These aren't the projects I'm talking about. A DAO is a decentralized autonomous organization that uses blockchain technology to manage assets, create a portfolio, and allow all DAO members to vote on the community's future. And as long as the SEC does not decide to prohibit it, I believe this will produce an altogether new approach for money management and people management. In 10 minutes, you may start a DAO using a service like Morales or Aragon. This will enable you to build your organization on top of an existing blockchain and begin making choices based on tokenized participation. You'll need an Ethereum node, Metatask, and RinkB test Ethereum for this. QuickNode provides wonderful step-by-step instructions for using Aragon to build your own DAO, which will be referenced in the description below. But the final effect is that you can use your new DAO to start investing in NFTs, digital assets, and even physical assets, which can provide you with a lot more rewards than if you went ahead and invested solo. The more members you get into your DAO, the more funds you'll have to work with, which means your investment group will have more opportunities to obtain assets. Voting rights are distributed according to the magnitude of the gift. This has the potential to create a whole new kind of hedge fund manager, and it's shockingly inexpensive to get started. Maintaining an Ethereum node can cost as low as 20 cents per hour, but your capital and subsequent possibilities will ultimately be determined by the contributions of the DAO's members. Pleaser DAO is one famous example, having paid $4 million for the Wu-Tang Clan album Once Upon a Time in Shaolin. You may not have $4 million, but you can always start with tiny sums of money and work your way up from there with smaller investments like NFTs. You could even do something similar with your friends with a group chat and see where it leads. To become a millionaire using this, you may need to manage assets, discover a high-yielding investment, or even figure out how to assist current DAOs with their personal management. People management is difficult, and DAOs will require this. I wouldn't be shocked if DAO community managers become more popular in the future. Play-to-earn games are the next best option. Developers from all over the world have been drawn to the crypto realm by games like Axie Infinity and The Sandbox, and generating money through NFT games might be a lot more fun than simply waiting for an investment to rise. However, for some, the entrance hurdle may be too high. For example, simply buying your first Axie NFTs may cost over $1,000, and that's before you contemplate paying extra to power up and breed your Axies. You may now start your own NFT renting cooperative, which is also known as a scholarship program. This allows you to generate passive revenue from NFTs you already possess by assisting those who cannot afford yet to enter the market. So what are the prerequisites for getting started? It generally starts with some form of admittance ticket, such as purchasing a unique NFT. This can be compared to the cost of entrance. Re-NFT is one of the leading players in the market. They allow long-term investors to get particular benefits by renting their assets to a smart contract for a set rental charge and time duration. It's a project that received investment from Animoca brands. But if the crypto gaming business continues to flourish in 2022, as one of Reddit's co-founders appears to predict, it might be worth a lot more. So there are two key prospects with NFT games right now. The first step is to find the finest investment prospects in the area, and the second is to actually construct anything within it. There's so much money streaming into this right now, but so few functional or even enjoyable games that there's a tremendous gap between money and what's actually there. And becoming a billionaire in this field is simply a question of gauging the demand. This might be developer tools or social media management for NFT initiatives. Perhaps it's a more favorable market. The idea is that in a brand new $100 billion market, you don't need a huge part of the pie to make $1 million or $10 million. Next, we'll look at one of Web 3.0's most significant potential disruptions: how content creators make money. Most Web 2.0 creators must operate in what is known as the attention economy, in which, in order to generate money, they must attract as many viewers to their material as possible in order to get that sweet ad income. And if you've been around for the previous 10 years, you'll know that creator will go to great lengths to get those eyes. Content creators must currently follow each platform's terms of service in order to monetize their work, and they're severely limited to the terms of service and algorithms that power these apps. Creators will be able to use peer-to-peer technology to obtain direct payment for their work in 3.0. A few platforms are already putting this to the test. Creators may publish films to platforms like Flixo or Theta and receive tokens for each watch or share. As a consequence, a content economy emerges, in which authors and users share incentives. This is especially true in the case of Theta. To improve the video experience for all viewers, the network employs blockchain technology to distribute surplus bandwidth. Although it's still early in its development, these platforms are currently accepting new sign-ups from enthusiastic content producers who want to test it out and be among the first to use this technology. And once again, this is a twofold chance. You could either create content to be at the vanguard of this new wave, or you could assist in the development of technologies to aid in the shift. This might be in the form of creative tools, wallets, or a more user-friendly viewing system. The possibilities are truly unlimited here. Even something as basic as content production has the potential to turn you into a multi-millionaire. Here are a few pointers that have helped me build a following. The first step is to concentrate on value. People will always keep an eye on you if you're giving genuine value. And I don't mean merely viewing 5 videos on a topic and copying the material. I mean truly doing the effort to uncover solutions that others haven't found or aren't talking about it. The second step is to consider the long term. You will notice development if you put the audience first for a long time. Third, my channel is presently one of the most visited in all of finance. I've seen far too many video creators achieve some success and then let greed destroy their work. That was not always the case though. Take a peek at what's going on here. I went almost a year without seeing any traction, despite constantly posting more than 40% of my whole YouTube career. We would not be here today if I had given up at any point along the route. This video would not be watched by you, and the best thing is that this area is just growing. Let's go on to the next topic, which is marketing. Advertising is a colossus of a business. Take a peek at Google and Facebook's advertising income. In 2021, just 2 companies, along with Alibaba, TikTok, and Amazon, accounted for roughly half of all worldwide advertising revenue, totaling a whopping $296 billion. For at least the next 5 years, it appears like the tech oligarchs will maintain their dominance over the rest of the advertising industry. However, blockchain technology is on its way to upending the way business are conducted. In the previous year, companies such as Taco Bell, McDonald's, and ASICS have all released their own NFTs. These NFTs also come with tangible benefits for holders, such as electronic gift cards or actual objects related to the NFTs they buy. If you market yourself successfully, you might be able to reach out to firms and get your NFT ideas picked up for a good price. You also wouldn't have to start off big, like McDonald's. You could approach a local business that you want to promote, produce a collection of NFTs that accurately reflect the brand, and then have your client design a comprehensive campaign around that art, which is then related to real-world value, which makes a lot more sense for NFTs than a static JPEG. In the long run, there must be some concrete benefit. As a result, one method would be construct a gamified campaign in which participants are rewarded for reaching particular milestones. So think of it as a scavenger hunt using NFTs. In terms of cost, you mint your NFTs on Ethereum. You should anticipate paying roughly $70 in gas fees. However, pricing varies depending on the scale of the project, and alternative blockchains are less expensive than Ethereum. You might also take a more ambitious approach and try to build a platform that helps NFT initiatives link with real-world value. I believe there is a great possibility in that sector, giving genuine value to NFTs if you partner with firms ready to collaborate with NFTs and generate that real-world value, such as unique tickets or exclusive discounts. Now, if you truly want to shake up the Web3 arena, artificial intelligence is another option. And the good news is, there are a plethora of low-cost options available right now. The cost of using and creating your own AI is at an all-time low right now. I advise you to getting to know machine storytelling because it will be a big part of how video games are made in the future. The open-world games of Web 3.0 will not be generated in the same way as your favorite RPGs, where authors, developers, and artists work together to create a 40-hour experience for you to play on your PlayStation. Instead, you could see games that evolve over time based on user input and involvement. Roguelike games, for example, are all on competing stages and dungeons that are produced at random. In other words, in-game environments that only happen once, never to be repeated. This kind of unique, spontaneous creation will be the norm in Web 3.0, and we are already seeing it with projects like Epic's MetaHumans, where hyper-realistic CGI characters that are pretty freaky are generated in minutes, rather than months it would take to handcraft one. You can give it a go for yourself. So there's a service called Shortly AI that you may use. I'm going to instruct it to create a plot outline for a narrative about a man named Max. As you can see, the AI concocts a plot involving a gang of psychic drug traffickers that aid my family. I had no involvement in this narrative other than write a story about a man named Max. It's easy to see how this may fit into the game. We're now living in the future, yet we have just begun to scratch the surface of what is already conceivable. It doesn't even cost that much as I indicated. This service costs around $80 per month and comes with a 30-day free trial. If you want to play around with it, I've included a link in the description. It's very strange, and you can even go farther and start constructing your own AI. There is of course a learning curve here, especially if you aren't already familiar with programming. However, now is as good a moment as any to begin. And in any case, the possibilities with this technology are limitless. You might use it for content creation or storytelling, or you could go even further and aid businesses with supply chain management or the development of AI-powered DeFi services. In all of these businesses, there will be leaders, and now is the moment to seize the market and make it your own. Web 3.0 is unquestionably altering the internet's basic fabric, and it's intriguing to consider how your own company may fit in to this new environment. Beyond crypto tokens, DeFi derivatives, and even NFTs in your wallet, it's still a bit of a limbo as to whether or not this new Web 3 thing will genuinely bring in the best use cases that haven't even been imagined yet. It's practically difficult to forecast what will happen next. But if history is any guide, the early adopters will define what Web 3 will become. And the goal of this video is to get you thinking about how you might profit directly from this fundamental shift. Ask yourself, what skills do I have or can I gain that could be used in Web3? I recommend watching this video on how to create passive income money through yield farming, which is another really interesting component of DeFi and an overall fascinating topic. Once again, this is the Altcoin Bull channel, bringing you the best and most updated news and trends in the crypto world. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Thank you and see you in the next one.